Okay, so I decided to put some shorts on because the last video got a little too rated M for my liking, and I cuss on this channel, so yeah, that's my bad. Sorry, you guys. I did censor it, don't worry. That's why there's a cat cut thing at the end. That was my bad. I am very sorry, and we won't let that happen again. Again, this skirt is from 9th grade, and I have gotten progressively bigger since then, like both my body and like, yeah. So yeah, that wasn't my bad, you guys. We won't let that happen again. I'm actually, once I finish this, I'm gonna fix my bangs because this is actually starting to bother me a lot. So let's read and then I'll fix my hair. Hi, Perseus. Okay. Chapter 3. The next day, Scarlet went through the motions of going to morning assembly, classes, meals, all the things she was supposed to do. But the more she tried to act like everything was normal, the surer she was that everything was wrong. She didn't even try to move all the desks in wishful thinking class, and yet with a single eyebrow raise, she did exactly that. She was just as surprised as everyone else when it happened, but was determined as always not to let her emotions show. Even Professor Dolores Ray's mouth fell open. "Who did that?" she gasped. In the far corner of the room, Scarlet slowly raised her hand. "Oh, my stars," said Professor Ray. "I didn't even see you back there, Scarlet. Welcome back to class, by the way. I must say, I've never seen so much control in a third year. Those are very special powers. Now, if you don't mind, would you be so kind as to move the desks back to where they were?" This only confirmed something Scarlet had already begun to sense. Somehow, instead of feeling less special, even since leaving the Star Darlings, she felt as if her wish energy powers were stronger than ever before. At lunch, Scarlet managed to sit by herself. No small feat in the Celestial Cafe. The tables were large and round and designed to encourage starlings to linger and talk for star hours. Scarlet sequestered herself at an empty table where she promptly spilled her mug of zing. "Forget it," she told the Bot guard waiter, who appeared instantly with another as the puddle disappeared. Instead, she ordered a steaming bowl of stewed garble greens, the smell of which was guaranteed to keep other starlings far away. Rather than eating, though she hated garble greens, Scarlet observed the Star Darlings from afar. They sat together, as they had since they'd been summoned. At the middle table near the window overlooking Luminous Lake, Astra was dressed in her neon-trimmed fiery red Starball uniform. It could have been a game day or not. With her, you never knew. Cassie was nose-deep in a hollow book, and Gemma was giggling and prattling away. Listening to Gemma was one thing Scarlet did not miss in the least. Vega noticed her and waved so that the others could see. She flashed Scarlet a sparkly smile of friendly encouragement, which Scarlet accepted reluctantly. As she watched them all, Scarlet couldn't help remembering what Vega had told her in the maze about roommates bickering. And indeed, they were. If they weren't barking at or arguing with each other, they were sitting far enough apart that they didn't have to talk. Cassie and Sage were the only roommates who appeared to be enjoying each other's company, and Leona and Ophelia, who was sharing a glimmerberry shake. What a dud, thought Scarlet as she studied Ophelia. There was nothing at all best or brightest or star-charmed about her, at least from what Scarlet could see. While the starlings around her radiated confidence, brilliance, and power, Ophelia gave off an awkward, muddled aura of confusion and fear. So why was she there instead of Scarlet? Instead of anyone, really, but especially Scarlet. Scarlet remembered the explanation Lady Stella had given when the headmistress had delivered the shocking news. "I'm truly sorry, Scarlet. Star apologies don't even begin to express how I feel, but accidents happen, even on Starland, and I'm afraid one has occurred here. As you know, I chose the 12 Star Darlings myself, using an intricate algorithm comprising numerous factors, including grades and test scores and energy records." Hi, Nala. Oh, Sugar. Can you move? Can you please move? I'm sorry. Yes, I am very sorry. Yes, Scarlet had said. She could tell something grave was coming. Nala! I love you, and I'm sorry for pushing you away, but you need to move. Da-da. She could tell something grave was coming, but she had no idea what on Starland it could be. Naturally, great care was taken with that data, and yet somehow, somewhere, a glitch occurred along the way, and your name, most unfortunately, was given to me in error. I don't understand, Scarlet had whispered with what little breath she could find in her chest. I must say, I don't either, and yet Hollow Records, Lady Cordial has shown me, are as clear as the night sky. Your scores and those of another starling, Ophelia, were mixed up in the hollow files. Therefore, she is the rightful 12th star darling, something you, Scarlet, were never truly meant to be. What? Okay, anyway. Okay, so why does this say Scarlet discovers true strength and not Ophelia discovers true strength? Suck my non-existent dick. Okay, anyway, that got dark fast. Anyway, naturally, Scarlet argued vehemently. Why have the words progressively gotten bigger since Libby's book? But the energy had been spent in vain. She left Lady Stella's office stinging, as if a hive of angry glitter bees had attacked her, and the feeling still hadn't gone away. The black hole Scarlet had felt in her stomach at the moment was still there, just as deep. In fact, sitting in the Celestial Cafe, watching Ophelia in her place amongst the other star darlings only made the feeling worse. Ooh. Scarlet knew her grades and scores were strong, so the whole thing made no sense, but in what crazy parallel universe could a starling such as Ophelia have one score higher than Scarlet's, let alone a whole file's worth? Scarlet blinked and slid her now cold bowl of garble greens across the table before standing up and leaving the cafe. She had a lighter at her next period, but she didn't care. The thought of sitting in class full of happy, carefree starlings made her want to zap something. Besides, they were reading a tragedy by Shakespeare that she had read hundreds of times, Romeo and Jupiter. The whole star-crossed romance thing made her want to hurl. So when she left the Celestial Cafe, she turned away from Halo Hall and headed across the Star Quad, right back to the Big Dipper dorm. The building was empty, except for the Bot guard sitting in front of the door. "Star greetings, Scarlet," it welcomed her. "Star greetings," she muttered back. Scarlet stepped onto the cosmic transporter as it rolled through the halls. Right outside her door, Scarlet placed her hand on the palm scanner. The door opened with a gentle whoosh. As she walked in, the door slid smoothly closed. Scarlet scrunched her eyes to dim the lights and gazed around the room. Her eyes fell on her drum kit on its platform. Yes, that's just what she needed to do. Bang out a few dark and angry riffs, or maybe a few high drawings. Scarlet hadn't played the drums much since she left the Star Darlings band. Before that, she played hours every day, either with Leona's band or in their old room while Leona sang. They found it was the one thing they could do together without getting on each other's nerves. As soon as Lady Stella told her that she was out of the Star Darlings, however, Scarlet stopped going to band practice too. Every other member was still a Star Darling, and the last thing she needed was to hear them talk about their missions, or deal with their pity, or worse, their phony good cheers. The only place she could play was her room, but lately the inspiration just hadn't been there. That day, she felt different, though. The drums seemed to be calling to her. She grabbed her sticks and climbed the platform and sat down. She waited a moogle for the stool to adjust itself beneath her, then gave her bass drum pedal 3 fierce stomps. Bam! 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 The energy in the room flickered and rolled away from the star-shaped drum pad in powerful glittery waves. Scarlet smiled and whacked the cymbals. Crash! Bang! One at a time. She did it again and again and again and again. Crash! Bang! Crash! Bang-a-dee! Bang! Crash! Bang! Crash! Bang-a-dee! Bang-a-dee! Boom! With her eyes closed, she let her arms fly in a series of rolls and riffs, wherever they wanted to go. If her eyes had been open, she would have seen the energy aura surrounding her glow brighter and brighter pink. But the light grew so blinding, but but the light grew so blinding she would soon have to close them again. Scarlet had never played her drums so hard before or felt so energized. All of her frustration, her bitterness, her confusion dissolved with every beat. Finally, after what felt like a Moogle, but could have been a star year, Scarlet had to stop. Exhausted, she let go of her drumsticks and let them twirl in the air above the tom-tom, while her head fell back. Her eyes open, she let out a gasp at the dazzling sight of pure sparkling energy pulsing through the room. Did I do that? Scarlet wondered, but there was no other source she could see. Gradually, the energy faded, but Scarlet's clarity did not. From the beginning, she had suspected there was something not right about Ophelia's replacing her. Now she was sure, and she didn't get to the bottom of it. Who else on Starland would? Maybe Vega could help her, but maybe not. Who knew? And why wait to see? Scarlet thought as her eyes fell on her roommate's jam-packed costume closet. When I have all I need to do it on my own. Chapter 4. Okay. Let me fix my hair and then I will come back.